Today, Friday, the 20th of September 2024, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to more games and even to our top 10 over 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks, as well as corner kick match prediction events, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure to join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to all our hand-picked match prediction events based on huge list of odds to make your own picks in the list to boost your winning by a greater percent. The link is below this video description. You can easily click on it and join to become a member and start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first event of our today's list. Looking at the first match pick, we are looking at France in the Division 1 women, a match between Fleury 91 women against Lyon women. For this event, first I want to share with you the recent performance of the home team based on recent event they have had. You're going to see that they are very good at scoring and also very good at conceding. They have mostly had games, especially in the club-friendly women, and you can see the performance here rating. They do concede as much, and of course they also do score in terms of recent games they have played. The opponent, on the other hand, which is Lyon women, proved to be very, very offensive, and they score between 2, 3, 4, and even 5 to 8 goals per each event recently. Their offensive power is very great, and looking at the performance of Lyon, which is the away team based at away, you're going to see that they are very good, especially in the matches they have had recently with teams like Lille and Saint-Etienne. Looking at the stands, this tournament is just starting and these two teams are coming to meet. And of course, looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in this event in full time. Looking at this match prediction event, of course, we have seen that Lyon women, which is the away team, have proved to have a very high offensive power in terms of goal scoring. The recent event they have had prove how offensive they are. And of course, looking at the last head-to-head which they had against this same opponent in the month of March, they lead by 4 goals to 0 when they were at home. This time, they are going away, and based on recent performance of games they have had, shows that they perform greatly in terms of goals scored, and the offense is still very great. We want to look at the fact that since the home team defense is not that very strong, we want to look at the opportunity of goals here in full time. So we want to look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goals to occur in this match in full time or 2 goals over, since performance goal score rate between these two is good. And also, since it is the first round of this tournament, both of the two want to impress. So want to look at goals possibility as the best event. 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next here, we are looking at Czech Republic in the U19 League, a match between Zlín U19 against Opava. For this particular event, of course, I want to share with you the recent performance of the home team as that of the away. Looking at this, first, the performance of the home team, Zlín, proved to be very good, and you can see here that based on recent event they have had, the score between 1, 2 to 3 goals per each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, as well, have proved that they are good and they do concede as much as they can. The performance of the home team Zlín based on home games proved that they score very greatly, as you can see, and they are very offensive. The rating here is very good. Its opponent, on the other hand, Opava, proved that they can concede, as you can see, based on the way, especially when they had event in the way recently. Now, looking at the stands between these two, this is the 7th round of this tournament, and looking at the form table comparison between these two, you are going to see that, of course, Zlín stand on the better position, and being playing at home based on the home performance, you are going to see that for 3 games they have had recently, they have had all the 3 wins, 9 goals scored, and 3 concedes. Its opponent, on the other hand, based on the away, you are going to see that based on the away here, they have had 2 matches played, 2 goals scored, and 4 conceded. They concede as much as they can. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. Looking at this particular gameplay, of course, the performance of the home team have proved to be very, very offensive. Zlín, of course, have proved to score between 1 to 3 goals per each event, and the average goal score rate, especially at home, is between 3. This shows that they are good in terms of offense, especially when they are at home. And comparing to the weak defense of that of its opponent, of course, the home team want to take that upper hand to try to lead this match in full time. And since the defense of its opponent is not that very strong, we want to look at the home team, Zlín, to actually lead this match in full time, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals to occur in this match in full time. These are our major picks. Looking at the next pick here, we're looking at England in the Super League Women. And of course, looking at this, first I will share with you the recent performance of the home team Chelsea Women. That is Chelsea against Aston Villa. Here first, the performance of Chelsea Women based on recent event they have played prove that they are very, very offensive. You can see 9, 3, and 6 based on recent event. That of its opponent, on the other hand, as well, have proved to be average. And of course, now I will share with you the performance of the home team Chelsea based on home event. They are very offensive. You can see 9, 1, 8. And that of its opponent, Aston Villa, on the other hand, is also good. And now, looking at the stands comparison between these two, this is the first round of this tournament based on form. You can see that Chelsea has been placed on the 3rd position, the opponent on the 7th. And looking at everything in place, I want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. Looking at this particular event, of course, Chelsea, the home team, have proved that they are very offensive. Its opponent as well, on the other hand, is also proving to be good in terms of goal scoring. Looking at the last head-to-head event, which these two teams met, this same here, Chelsea played at home in lead by 3-0. This time, the performance of Chelsea is still very good, and that of Aston Villa, its opponent, is also good. Looking at these results, these two are both of good form. And looking at the fact that this is the first round of this tournament, of course, we want to look at the possibility of goals since both of these two want to impress. So looking at 1.5 goal is one of our major pick, and looking also at the possibility of at least 2.5 goal in this event in full time is the second major pick for this event. Looking at the next, we are looking at Germany in the Oberliga Baden-Württemberg, a match between Großappach against Ravensburg. For this event, first, I will share with you the recent performance of the home team. Of course, they have proved that they are good, and the score between 3-3, 2 goals per each event, and even 4. Its opponent, on the other hand, proved to concede more. As you can see that the rating here is not as great as that of the home. Looking now at the home performance based on recent event they have had, they are very good at home and they have not had any loose game at home, as you can see here. Its opponent, on the other hand, proved to concede, even though they tried to score also between 2 to 3 goals, and even as you can see here, 2 goals, 2 goals, and 2. And looking at the stands here performance, I will share with you the form comparison between these two. And looking at Großappach, which is the home team at home, especially, you are going to see that they sit here on the better place. Having played 4th event, they have had 10 goals scored, 3 wins, and 5 conceded. Its opponent, on the other hand, of course, have proved that you can see the seat also here on the 8th position, and the goal scoring power is not as good, but the conceding power is very, very high. They are not good in terms of defense. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team have proved to have more offensive power as compared to that of its opponent. And looking at the fact that the form of the home team proved to be better in terms of goal scoring and defense, is going to take advantage of its opponent, which do not have a very strong defense. So we want to look at least the home to lead in full time, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Latvia in the Veseliga, a match between ROFS against FK Lipaja. For this event, the performance of the home team ROFS is proving to be very good based on recent event they have had, comparing to that of its opponent, on the other hand, who is also good. And you can see that the rating also is good here. And looking at the stands, this is the 30th round. And comparing the form between these two based on the home game of ROFS, you're going to see that for 5 events recently being played, they have had all the 5 wins, 23 goals scored, and 3 conceded. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, which is at the way, based on the way performance, you're going to see that the defense is not that very strong. For 5 events played, they've had 2 wins, 6 goals scored, and 6 conceded. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, ROFS have proved to have better offense in terms of performance played of goal scoring. Its opponent, on the other hand, is also good, but of course, its defense is not as strong as that of the home. So as a result of this, we want to look at ROFS to lead this match in full time due to its higher offensive power as compared to that of its opponent and the weak defense of that of its opponent. So we are looking at ROFS to lead in full time with the possibility of at least for it to have a DC double chance or at least 1.5 goal for this event in full time. Looking at the next year, we are looking at Mexico in the Liga MX Women, a match between Guadalajara Chivas Women against Mazatlan. For this event, the home team have proved that they're good in terms of scoring, and they do also concede as much. That of its opponent, on the other hand, proved to be very, very highly conceding. Looking at the form based on these two, Mazatlan, which is the away, concede as much as they can, but that of the home proved that they are good, especially based on home event. The standing performance of this is the 3rd round of this tournament, and looking at the form, you're going to see that based on the form comparison of these two, Guada, especially when they had games at home, proved to be good. You're going to see that here they have had 4 games 7 goals scored, 3 wins, 2 goal concedes. Its opponent, on the other hand, based on the way performance, have proved that they do concede as much as they can. For 4 events played, they have had 12 goals conceded, weak defense. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team have proved that they are good in terms of offense. Its opponent, on the other hand, is very weak in defense, conceding an average goal score rate of above 3 and going even to 4. As a result, the home team want to take that advantage of the weak defense of its opponent to lead in full time. So want to look at the home to lead with a possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time. Looking at the next year, we are looking at Mongolia in the Premier League, a match between Bettingn against Koft. In this event, first, the performance of the home team have proved to be very offensive, and the score between 2 to 3 goals per each event. Their rating here is good compared to that of its opponent. On the other hand, they do concede as much as they can. And looking at the comparison based on form of these two, first, I'll share with you, this is the 4th round of this tournament, and looking at the form table between these two, you are going to see that, especially Bettingn, which is the home team, based on home game they have had at least standing in a good position, just 1 game at home, 3 goals scored, conceding 2. Its opponent, based on the way, have proved that they concede as much as they can. As you can see, Koth, they do play, and you can see the goal score rate based on the way also is just 1. And of course, by looking at the total form, you're going to see that the conceding power of Koth based on the way proved that they concede more. You can see as compared to that of the home, which is 4 concede for 3 matches played, 5 concede for 5, that is 5 conceded goal for 3 matches played. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, this is the 4th round of this tournament, and both of these two want to impress. Since both of these two are good in terms of goal scoring and performance rating in terms of goal have improved, showing that they are good, of course, we want to look at least 1.5 or 2.5 going full time. Looking at the next here, we are looking at England Professional Developmental League. We are looking at the match between Watford U21 against Charlton U21. Of course, looking at this, first, I'll share with you the performance rating of the home. They prove to concede as much as they can. And looking at that of the opponent, on the other hand, is good in terms of goal scoring based on recent events they have had. Looking at the comparison between these two in terms of form, looking at these, the form will prove that, of course, looking at these two, Charlton sits on the better position. And looking at the home performance of the home, which is Watford, you're going to see for 3 games played, they have had 5 goals scored, 5 conceded, which is not bad. That of its opponent, on the other hand, Charlton, has also proved to be very good. For the recent game they have had 3 matches played, 3 wins, 13 goals have been scored, no concede. Offensive and defensive. And looking at everything in place, we'll look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this event, of course, the away team have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. Having all 3 wins in terms of 3 games played at away, they have proved that they are good, scoring with an average goal score rate of above 3 and going to 4. The home team being a team which defense is not that very great, the away we want to take that advantage. The home defense is not good, and therefore making the away to take that advantage of the weak defense. We want to look at Charlton, the away team, to lead in full time with a possibility of 1.5 or 2 goals over. The next here will be in the England Professional League, but this time Bournemouth U21 against Queen's Park Rangers U21. Looking at the performance rating of the home, they have proved to be very good, scoring between 2, 3 and even 4 goals per each event. That of its opponent, on the other hand, is also conceding as much as they can. And looking here at the performance based on stand rating comparison in terms of form, you are going to see that the home Bournemouth, based on home event they have played, prove that they are good, and they're sitting on the first position for 3 games played, 3 wins, 9 goals scored, 5 conceded. Its opponent, on the other hand, of course, have proved that they are good. And looking here in terms of conceding power, they are good in terms of concede. For 3 games played, they have conceded up to 9 goals, show that they are very weak in terms of conceding. And looking at everything, we're looking at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team have proved that they are very offensive, and having the fact that they show greater offense in terms of recent game they have had at home. Its opponent, on the other hand, is very weak in defense. This is going to make the home team to take that home advantage, and looking at the weak defense of its opponent to lead here in full time with the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2.5 going full time. These are some of the top hand-pick events we have to share with you. To those who want to have access to all the hand-pick events based on top 1.5 and 2.5 goal list, the link is below this video. You want to click to join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.